Kate, I'm sorry this happened. It's all my fault. I'm really sorry this time. I never expected to run you over with my car. It was an accident. Don't worry about it too much. Both Daniel and I understand. Everything's gonna be fine. But I caused the accident while I was driving my car. And you also broke your right arm. I can't just get over it. It wasn't life-threatening, so I'm okay. You were lucky it was me. If you had a car accident with someone else, it could have been a bigger problem. Yeah, I was really lucky. But it was definitely unlucky for you, Kate. You let me off the hook so easily. Well, we're relatives. I just want you to learn from your mistakes. I don't plan to ask you to pay me money or anything. Really? Are you sure? I don't want our relationship to get awkward because of it. I'm your daughter-in-law. You're gonna be my mother-in-law for the rest of my life. Plus, the insurance company paid me money to cover for my fees. Thanks, Kate. I'm really sorry. It's all my fault, yet you're so kind to me. I hope I can do something in return. If so, could you get a traffic mirror? I've been asking you this several times already. It's pretty dangerous near your parking lot. Yes, for sure. My husband got it as soon as I had an accident. It's difficult to look out for other cars and pedestrians when you park your car. I think the bad visibility caused this accident. I should have listened to your advice earlier. If only I had it before this accident. I might have been able to prevent it from happening. I'm really sorry. We can't change what already happened. As long as we learn from our mistakes, it's okay. It's something from the past. But, oh, Kate, I have an idea. How about you move in with us for a while? Uh-huh. Move into your house. I heard you were about to leave the hospital. I bet you still can't use your arm. Daniel's also on his business trip, isn't he? Yeah, that's right, but I don't want to be a burden to your family. There's nothing to worry about. I bet it's hard to do everything by yourself with just your left arm. Let me help you, Kate. We'll look after you until you recover. Really? Of course. You're more than welcome. I'll be glad if you can accept my offer. All right, if you say so. Thanks so much. I'll pick you up on the day you leave the hospital. Before we head to my house, we'll stop by at your house so that you can get some necessities. Okay, thanks a lot. Kate, I'm sorry to ask you to buy so many things. Is your arm okay? Yes, I'm perfectly fine. I want to express my gratitude for having me in your house. Going shopping for groceries actually helps me exercise too. I'm glad to hear that. You've been so nice to me, I can't just do nothing at home. It feels nice to do housework once in a while. Really, I hope you don't mind. You're really good with your hands, Kate. You managed to do housework with just your left arm. Doesn't it feel weird? I'm actually surprised myself that I'm managing it. There are still many things I can't do, though. You're doing really well. You'll be able to live your normal life again in no time. I hope so. There's still some time until Daniel comes home from his business trip. I really hope I get better until then. If so, do you want to try doing some more housework? Uh-huh. What do you mean? You know, the housework I'm asking you to do now is easy. Like going to shop for groceries and doing some laundry. Well, I guess it's still really hard for me to cook. Right, but I think it's best if you start getting used to other things as well. Maybe start doing some housework on your own. I think I get what you're saying. Don't you agree? I'm glad you understand. We really have similar mindsets. But, I think it might still be hard for me. As I told you earlier, I can't do complicated stuff. Be confident. You can do it. It's gonna be a big help if you can help me around the house. And I think it's also best for you. So, how about we give it a try? If you insist. But I hope you understand that things can still be hard for me. Please go easy on me. Of course, I completely understand. Thanks. I'll try my best then. Great. Then I have a favor to ask you. Could you get some more groceries? More? I thought this was it for today. I always list only a few things when you go shopping. I thought it might be hard for you to bring everything home. But now that I don't have to worry about it anymore, I'll give you the full list of things I want you to get. Okay. Send me the full list. Thanks. You're a big help. I'll send it to you later. We'll do some housework together when you come home, okay? As soon as I get home? The earlier we start, the better. It's better to get used to it fast. Okay. Thanks for helping with the housework, Kate. We'll work hard together. Kate, how was your visit to the hospital? Are you on your way home? Yeah, I'm heading home. The doctor told me I was getting better. Oh, it's nice to hear that. You've been out since early morning, so there's still a lot of housework left to do. Make sure you finish them when you get home. Can we talk for a moment? I don't want to tell you this, but I think you're asking too much from me. Too much? I'm doing most of the housework. To be honest, I haven't seen you do anything. Let me make it clear. I'm injured. What do you mean? You can still use your left arm. And you're really good with your hands. You can live in my house. Can't you at least do some housework? I want to ask you something. Didn't I come to stay with you so that I can recover? I don't think this is helping me recover. If you're capable, you should do it. I thought you said it made you feel good. Why are you complaining all of a sudden? I was talking about the minimum. You can't just make me do everything around the house. You haven't done any housework recently. Shut up. Just come home and do the housework. Don't complain just because you're injured. Seriously. Why do you think I'm injured? I thought you said it was an accident. Why do you have to bring that up? Shut up and do your work. Oh, I see. You're over. Goodbye. Uh-huh. What do you mean? What's over? I was just talking to myself. I'm glad I got to know your honest feelings. I thought I might be honest with you, too. You don't make any sense. Forget it. Just come home and do the housework. Or I'll never forgive you. No, I'm never going to your house again. Daniel is coming home today from his business trip. I'll go and get my stuff with him after he gets home. Huh? Daniel is coming home already? I thought that wasn't the plan. Well, plans are bound to change. You'll understand soon. Thanks for having me. Things are gonna get hard for you, but good luck. What do you mean? I won't forgive you if you don't come home. How about the housework? Do it yourself. I'm gonna get busy, so I can't waste my time on you. Goodbye. Kate, a lawyer sent me a letter about our accident and compensation money. What's going on?
Everything should be clear. As it says on the letter, I'm asking you to pay for compensation. Apparently, I can still ask you for it, so I decided to do so.
What are you thinking? I thought you said you won't be asking me for money.
Back then, that was what I planned. We didn't even discuss about it properly. I still have the right to ask you for compensation.
How can you bring this up again? Why are you doing this to me?
I thought I told you this before. I told you I won't be asking for money as long as you learn from your mistakes.
So what? I learned from my mistakes.
Don't be ridiculous. Try reflecting on your actions. You definitely didn't learn from your mistakes.
What did I do? I got a traffic mirror near my parking lot. And I even offered you to stay with our family until you recover. I'm clearly trying to make it up for you.
See? I never asked you to take care of me. And you made me do all the housework.
I thought you were capable of doing housework. Come on, this isn't much of a problem.
Considering my injury, you should know that it's hard for me to do housework.
But you still did it. You never complained, too.
I told you it was too much for me, but you never listened. You kept on saying that I should do something in return. But you were technically forcing me to do so. How can you act like this when I'm injured because of you?
That's your interpretation. I never intended to do so. I'm not the villain here.
If you really think you did the right thing, be confident with yourself. There shouldn't be any problem even if I sued you. Why are you suddenly silent? I thought you did nothing wrong.
I am sorry about the accident, but I don't understand why you want to sue me.
Well, that's up to me, isn't it? I don't care how you feel about it. And by the way, I'll also sue you regarding how you've been treating me.
What do you mean?
As I said earlier, while I lived with you, you treated me pretty harshly. Not only that, you made me get injured. You also treated me like a housemaid. So I decided to sue you regarding both of these things.
Don't be ridiculous. How can you sue me for just those things?
Don't you realize that's why you're being sued? I have proof from when I lived with you. And I also have these conversations recorded. I think I have a pretty high chance of winning this case.
Hey, wait a moment. Is Daniel home from his business trip? What did he say about this issue? I'm guessing he's asking you to stop all this nonsense.
Why would he? He's the one who decided to sue you. He's even planning to break relations with you.
You have to be kidding. I'm his mother. His real mother.
If you can't believe it, go and ask him directly. Let's meet in the courtroom. There's no use arguing right now.
Please, listen to me. I am so sorry. Let me apologize for everything. If you want money, I'll pay you as much as you want. Don't sue me. Please, it's ridiculous.
I thought you already received a letter from my lawyer. It's too late. If you regret everything, blame yourself. I'm looking forward to seeing how this ends. As I planned, I sued my mother-in-law and successfully won the case. Not only that, I got some compensation from the accident. I was also able to receive some more money regarding how she planned everything beforehand. I'm not sure why she offered me to stay at her house in the first place, but from the evidence, it was judged to be premeditated. My mother-in-law and her family are currently having a hard time gathering enough money to pay for compensation. Shortly after I got home from her house, my arm fully recovered, and now I'm back to living my normal life. Housework felt so easy after completing them with just one arm when I was living with her. I guess I was the one who benefited most through this incident.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Hey Kate, is your shift over yet? It's already 4 in the afternoon. Hurry back and start on the housework.
Sorry, Beth. I ended up having to do some overtime today. I need to go to the supermarket to pick up some things and then I'll head home.
You're going to be even later?
I guess so. I need to buy ingredients for dinner tonight.
You really can't do anything right, can you? Just make something from whatever is left at home.
Didn't you say that you wanted fish for dinner tonight? We don't have any at home.
That was yesterday. I don't feel like fish anymore.
Oh, is that so? Well, we still need some basic things like milk, so I'd better still stop by.
Fine. But hurry it up. I've left you half of the housework for you to do. Also, don't forget to finish doing the laundry. Oh, and the bathroom still needs cleaning too.
Okay, I got it.
I loaded the washing machine for you, even though that's supposed to be your job.
Sorry about that. Thanks for doing it for me.
I really thought you were someone who would have a better handle on things. Otherwise, I wouldn't have agreed with you working part-time. If you're going to leave housework for me, I'll forbid you from working.
I'll be careful from now on. I'll make sure to finish all the cleaning before I leave for work.
Remember that you're only living here because you're married to my son. Making sure to do things ahead of time. If I need to tell you off for something, then it's already too late.
Okay, I understand.
Also, I've been thinking about something recently. Don't you think the clothes you've been wearing out are a bit too extreme? They stand out too much.
What do you mean by that? They're just normal clothes you'd find or see anywhere.
You were wearing a skirt the other day. When you were going out somewhere with my son. You know, the frilly one.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I remember.
What are you doing wearing something that's going to get attention from other men? You're a married woman. You shouldn't be wearing things that show so much of your legs.
But that skirt goes down past my knees.
It doesn't matter if it was past your knees, your legs were still showing, weren't they? And the shade of light pink, how vulgar. I didn't really think about it like that.
I apologize. I'll be more careful.
You need to make yourself look more like a proper woman now that you're married. The same goes for your hair and makeup. You look like you're going to work at a strip club.
That's going too far, you know?
If you don't want to be thought of in that way, then wear more appropriate clothes. You shouldn't even bother with makeup anymore. It's not like anyone is looking at you anyway.
The clothes I wear are nothing like that. They're not anywhere near as revealing or outlandish.
That's not the point that I'm trying to make. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Every time I talk to you, the conversation ends up in some weird place.
Sorry.
Stop stressing me out so much. Just hurry back and finish the housework. Hey, when are you two coming back home?
My husband and I only left the house not too long ago. We'll probably be back quite late tonight. It's the weekend, so we'll be out for dinner too.
Come back right now.
Why do we need to come back?
Something terrible has happened to my daughter.
What's happened to Jessie?
Jessie is being abused by her in-laws.
By her in-laws, you say? Well, that's worrying to hear.
She says that from morning to night her mother-in-law harasses her. She's even making her look at the entire household on her own. They don't even treat her as a member of the family. The entire family went on a trip and left her at home by herself. She couldn't handle it anymore, so she just called me before to discuss it and ask for help.
I see. It sounds like she's in a pretty bad situation.
I wanted to call her mother-in-law and give her a piece of my mind, but Jessie told me that it wasn't necessary. I wondered what I should do.
Well, any situation with in-laws is pretty delicate. You don't want to make anything worse for her. It's probably better to just not do anything at all.
But I can't just sit here and keep my mouth shut. She's there all alone with people who don't treat her right. Apparently, the mother-in-law even called her a completely useless wife. Can you believe it? After all the hard work I put in raising my daughter, and she gets called that?
Is that so?
So you guys will come back now, right? I think this is something that we all need to talk about. Can you tell my son about his sister's situation too?
I've been telling him about it as we've been talking.
But Jessie isn't at our house right now, is she?
She's not, but so what?
Well, she can't really do anything about this then, even if we do come back now.
So, we're still going out as planned and we'll come back later.
What? He doesn't care about his little sister? Kate, you're also living with your in-laws just like her, so you do understand, don't you?
I sure can.
I knew you would. See? It's at times like this that men are completely useless. Jessie says her husband is pretending not to notice anything is going on.
It must be really hard if she isn't getting any support from him or anyone else.
And Jessie is such an outstanding girl. I wonder what it is that her in-laws find irritating about her. I'd be nothing but grateful if I have a daughter-in-law like Jessie.
Well, the thing there is, you are Jessie's biological mother after all.
And so what? Are you trying to say there's something wrong with her?
No, not at all. But if you think about it, she is still the daughter-in-law to this scenario. So you can never guess how her mother-in-law would view her. Of course, I don't have any kids of my own, so there's probably something I don't quite understand.
If you don't understand, then just don't say anything at all. But aren't you lucky that you have someone like me as your mother-in-law? You can do whatever you want, and I even let you and my son go out together on the weekends. Poor Jessie, she got really unlucky with her mother-in-law. Do you think it's better for me to pick her up and bring her back to our house?
Jessie's feelings and what she wants to do are still the most important thing here. You should contact her and see what she wants to do before you go get her.
You're right, she can only really rely on us. I need to make sure I don't act too rash and make things worse. But this really does annoy me. What kind of person would harass their daughter-in-law like that?
That's true. I completely agree with you there.
Okay, I'm going to give Jessie another call. She must be pretty down in the dumps right now, so I'll do my best to find a way to convince her to come stay with us.
Okay, got it.
And make sure to support her when she does come to stay, okay? I want her to be able to relax and recover without having to worry about doing anything. Even if she offers to help herself, make sure you don't let her do anything. Got it?
I got it. Hey, can you just confirm something real quick? So you think that if a mother-in-law is harassing her daughter-in-law, then that's a situation to get out of as soon as possible, right?
Obviously. Look, I get that sometimes living with other people can be difficult, but that's not reason to resort to abuse and harassment.
Okay, thanks. I just wanted to make sure. I'll take your words to heart. Good morning, Kate. Oh, Jessie, morning. What's up? So you're at your parents' house right now, right? Yep, I am. I had heard that you moved out. Is that because I moved back in? I'm really sorry. You're living together with your husband, but I moved back. I must really be in the way. It can't be very comfortable for you with me here. Oh, no, that's not the case at all. It's not? Then why did you leave? My mom was also super surprised that you decided to pack up and leave out of nowhere. I ran away from an abusive mother-in-law just like you did. We're in the same situation. Don't worry, it wasn't your fault. An abusive mother-in-law? You're talking about my mom right now, aren't you? Yes. It's hard to talk about it since she's your mother, but I reached my limit with her. When she was telling me about your situation with your mother-in-law, she even expressed her disgust with someone who would harass the daughter-in-law like that for no reason. The whole time, I couldn't help but think how ironic it was, seeing as she was doing the exact same thing. I discussed it with my husband and decided to move out. I'm sorry you got the wrong idea, but it really had nothing to do with you. So that's what happened. And my mom was so angry at my own mother-in-law talking bad about her constantly. To think that she was doing the same things that she was criticizing. That's why I don't plan on going back and living with her. But don't worry about it. She treats you well. So you can stay there until things quiet down on your end. I can't take it easy though. If my own mother is harassing you, what kind of things was she doing to you? I know that you probably don't want to talk about it too much, but please let me know. I don't think you really want to hear it though. No, it's totally okay. Please. Well, it'll be a pretty long conversation, so how about I give you a call instead? That's fine by me. Mom isn't home right now either, so please tell me everything you can.
Kate, what on earth did you do? Why did you tell those lies to my daughter?
What are you talking about? I have no idea what you mean.
You told her that I was bullying you?
I did?
So you admit it. Why would you do something like that? Jessie is back home living with us because of exactly that reason. Don't you have any consideration for those around you? And you told her that I'm the reason you left and went back to live with your parents?
Of course I did. That's the truth. I also couldn't stand being harassed by the mother-in-law anymore and left, just like Jessie. But that was the best thing to do, right? You also said that it's not something to put up with, remember?
I was talking about Jessie at that time. It had nothing to do with you.
A conversation about terrible mother-in-law definitely has something to do with me. I had to listen to your complaints and grumbling every single day.
Complaints from me? Like what? I never did anything like that.
Even though we were living in the same house, you left all of the housework up to me. Isn't that exactly the same as what Jessie had to do?
I was doing the housework too.
Do you really think that taking some clothes out of the dryer every now and then really counts as a housework?
That's not all I did. I cooked too.
You kept throwing away all of the food that I cooked. You'd say it was disgusting and dump all kinds of spices on it before throwing it into the trash. That doesn't sound like cooking to me.
I helped with cleaning though.
But you would only ever clean your own room. Apart from that, you left me to clean the rest of the entire house. Waking up early in the morning to clean the bathrooms, vacuum the house, clean everything else before work, I had to do that. But what did you do? You started complaining that the vacuum was too noisy and affecting your sleep in the morning. So then I could only do that on days I didn't have work. And let's not forget doing the laundry, making food for everyone, and washing the dishes before leaving. So what is it that you're trying to say you helped out with?
A daughter-in-law living in her husband's house is supposed to do all the housework. That's an obvious fact.
I bet Jessie's mother-in-law thinks the exact same thing. Aren't you acting just like her?
I don't act like you're some stranger. I treat you as part of the family.
Remember that time you went on vacation with some friends? When you came back, I was the only one you didn't buy a souvenir for.
Well, I just happened to forget at that time.
Even when you go out for a little bit and come back with some snacks or something, you always seem to forget me then, too. Like a few days ago when you bought everyone cake except me. What was all that about then?
Those things are always just for my husband and son who are always working so hard.
Just sounds like an excuse to me. You even called me useless before, too. And the last time we went on a family vacation, you were the only one complaining that I was coming too. Everything is exactly the same as what happened to Jessie.
I'm not doing anything from ill will. It's not buying or anything like that with Jessie's mother-in-law was doing.
If that's the case, then why did you never say or do the sort of thing in front of your husband or son? It's always only when we're alone or through text messages.
Is that really what happened?
That's exactly what happened. Have you just happened to forget only the bad things that you did? But don't worry too much. I told my husband about it all, and I showed him all the text conversations between us.
What? You told my son all that too?
Of course I did. He's my husband.
He hasn't said anything or told me off for anything I may have done to you.
That's because I asked him not to say anything to you. We were all living together, so I wanted to try my best and get along with you as well as I possibly could. But when you started complaining about what was happening to Jessie, I woke up. I realized that there really is such a thing as wasted effort and time. You raised yourself on a pedestal and started criticizing Jessie's mother-in-law for what she was doing. That was the time I realized that I couldn't take it anymore.
Kate, listen to me. I honestly wasn't trying to do anything of that on purpose. I just wanted you to be a good wife, so I was trying to give you some advice to help.
As I said, Jessie's mother-in-law probably thought the same thing too. What I'm trying to say is that you're in no position to criticize anybody. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and sort yourself out first.
I'm sorry. I apologize for everything I've done up until now. So won't you come back and live with us again?
No. There's no way I'm living with you again. You were the one who asked me to come and move in with you in the first place. I don't need any more needless suffering that I can easily avoid.
Okay, I got it. I won't mention you moving back in again. But can you at least forgive me? My husband and daughter really went off at me for what I did. They even told me to get out of the house.
What goes around comes around, right?
But I've realized that what I was doing was wrong. I promise to be a good mother-in-law to you from now on. So please, can you forgive me somehow?
Is that something you'd say in front of your daughter? Could you ask her to forgive her mother-in-law for what she put her through?
I really think the degree of what we did is different.
Oh, if you're still able to say something like that, that means you haven't changed at all. I've got no reason to come to your aid. It's time you realized yourself what you did and how horrible those things were. After that, my mother-in-law was brought to my house by her husband and daughter in order to apologize to me. Of course I didn't forgive her, but she promised to leave me alone and not talk to me except for important family occasions. And I told them that kicking her out of the house wasn't something that I wanted to happen. She got a good talking to from her husband and her daughter, so I'm sure the same thing won't happen again. After her actions were revealed to everyone, my mother-in-law really changed. She started to do all of the housework that I had previously done on her own. It might have been better for me to say something sooner. But since it was my husband's family home, I didn't really want to rock the boat and make a big fuss. In a way, I'm also partially to blame for putting up with it for no reason. In any case, I have no intention of protecting her feelings anymore. For example, even if we meet face to face, I'm not going to pretend or do anything for her sake. Jessie also moved out from her husband's house in the same way I did. We met up and talked about how happy we were that we both chose the right path for us. Both her and her father really helped me by taking my side against my mother-in-law, so I have nothing but feelings of gratitude towards them. From now on, I'm going to put all my effort into relationships with people who really care about me and treat me right.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Michelle, I just heard about you from your mom. You're going to be able to come today, right? And so what? It's my family's house, so I can go there whenever I please. And I don't need your guys' permission to be able to live there for a while, right? Well, if you're just coming over to say hi for a bit, then I won't say a thing. But for some reason, I think the reason you're coming is to get more money. Your mom's already been through enough at this point. The one that has been going through enough has been me. Ever since you guys started living with my mom, nothing has been a problem for you all. And perhaps that's the reason that I haven't been getting any money from her. Well, maybe it has to do something with the fact that you're old enough now to be supporting yourself. So please, stop coming over here and try to get some more money out of her. You've already gotten a lot from her, so you should be good now, right? Huh? That has nothing to do with what's happening now, though. I'm getting close to having my debt paid off. And it's because of you two that my mom hasn't come around to giving me any money yet. If I'm not able to pay off my debts because you two getting in my way, what am I going to do? You're in debt? Have you been borrowing money or something again? Weren't you able to pay off all of your debts last time with the help of your mom? Well, I happen to take out even more money. You should have known that once you've paid off one debt, you're bound to make another. If I don't borrow money, I'll never be able to afford the things I love. That isn't a good reason to be going that far into debt all the time, though. By taking out money all the time like that, you're creating more problems than if you could just live without everything you wanted to have. Are you not worried about how this affects everyone else? You just keep going on and on, don't you? The money that I borrow has nothing to do with you, Jasmine, so stop talking to me like you're my mom or something. Well, if it has nothing to do with me, then it shouldn't with your mom, right? So this time, pay it all yourself. Huh? I'm the daughter of my mom. And when it comes to her daughter getting into debt, that also becomes her debt. Stop acting like it has nothing to do with her, would you? So stupid. I don't think that's how it works, though. Even if you are related to each other as mother and daughter, you are old enough now where your problem should be handled by you. Then why are you both taking care of my mom while she's gotten old? If her problems have nothing to do with others in the family, then she should be able to handle herself, right? Or can't she not do that anymore? What's going on with you and what's going on with her are two different things. And when it comes to the care that your mom is receiving, she is paying for it all by herself. So just like the adult she is, she's making sure to handle her own problems with the tools she has. What the heck? I never knew that she was paying for all of that. Well, if she has that much money to be throwing around, that means you and my brother are practically living there for free. That's disgusting of you guys. Well, the only money that she's handing out right now is that of which is paying for her to be taken care of, paying for the house nurse to come check on her, and paying for the travel to the hospital when she needs to go. But to make sure that she's financially okay, Toby is in charge of Mom's checkbook. When it comes to him and I, though, your mom doesn't give us anything. We make sure to pay for the house and everything ourselves. You say that, but I'm sure you're just staying quiet and using her money secretly. You and Toby are some sneaky rats. You say you're living there for Mom's sake, but I know you're both just in it for the money. You're very much wrong about that. Now stop trying to make either one of us look bad. You both have it so easy. By living with her, you can just buy whatever you want without having to worry about money. I want some of that money as well. But I told you it's not like that here. Now would you stop acting like a child? Say whatever you want about yourselves, but I know that you're both lying. Well, if it's going to be like that, I wonder if Mom could just kick the can sooner rather than later for me. If that were to happen now, I'd be able to get whatever money comes out of her. I don't care how vile of a person you are. You cannot say something like that about your own mom. If she heard you say that, she'd be beyond upset with you. Well, it's on her for not giving her cute daughter any more money. That must mean she's not fit to be my mother anymore. But if she doesn't want to give me anything, that's fine. But her death will be what she gets for doing this to me. For the time being, will you stop thinking about trying to take her money? Neither Toby or I nor your mom are in the mood to talk about things like that with you. So zip it. Alright, I'll try to do my best to keep quiet. Hey Jasmine, did you know about that? Know about what? What are you talking about right now? You know exactly what I'm asking about right now. Why am I not going to be getting any of my mom's inheritance? What the heck are you talking about, Michelle? I'm sorry, but I've heard nothing about your mom's will or anything like that. So what exactly do you mean by saying you're not going to get any of her inheritance? It's in her will. I was just in her room and I just found it. And written in it is her saying that all of her properties will be given to Toby. Hold on just a moment. When you say you were in your mom's room looking around, does that mean right now? I just told you that I found it, so of course I'm in here right now. But right now, Toby, your mom and I are all out of the house, and nobody's there, right? So you went in there without asking any of us? And what does it matter that I let myself in? Right now, we need to talk about the will. I want to know what the hell is going on here. It does matter that you let yourself in, though. No matter whether you think it's okay or not to walk into your parents' house, if they didn't say you could, then that is breaking and entering. Not only that, but you've rummaged through her room. Even if we're your family, there are limits to what you can do around us. Stop being such a little prick. I came to get some money and nobody was here. So I had no other choice at that point. So in other words, you're saying that you came to the house to get more of Mom's money? That's not acceptable. But I told you that it doesn't matter now. The problem right now is that I'm not written anywhere in her will. You're with my mom right now, aren't you? Where are all of you? We're at the hospital. Ever since this morning, your mom's health has gone far downhill. We've even tried to give you a few calls, right? You called me? I never remember seeing that. We've called you at least 4 times, but you never decided to pick up the phone or give us a call back, so we all went in without you. Right now, your mom is in a really bad shape, and we are starting to think that it's her time. Huh? But if that happens, I'll be in trouble. If she's planning on dying, have her take this will and fix it so that my name's in there too. I don't think this is the time to be asking for something like that from her. Right now, she's with Toby getting a few tests run on her. But we are all well aware that things could not end well for your mom. And that's why you need to tell that hag that before things get worse, she needs to fix this will. Where is the hospital you're at? I'm going to come there right away, so tell me. I don't feel like telling you. Huh? You're not even related to us by blood, so what do you think you're doing saying that? This is not the time to be keeping me away from my mom and brother. But if you come here, all you'll care about is the money and that will, right? even though she's too weak right now to listen to you. If you start talking to her about all of that, she might just die because of you. I don't care about any of that. Now stop pestering me and tell me where that hospital is right now. If you don't let me get there before she passes away, what am I going to do? Understood. I'll tell you the location of the hospital, but you'd better come quick. But when you get here, I don't want you saying a word about wanting money and all that crap. Why are you trying to call me so much right now? Aren't you supposed to be pretty busy? Don't ask me that, like you don't already know why I'm calling now. I might want to ask you where you might have run off to. Right now, we are in the middle of a funeral and you're not here. I'm sorry. I had some things that I needed to attend to. And you're telling me that there are things you have to do more important than being at your mom's funeral? There should be nothing besides this funeral that you have to attend right now. Well, that depends on the person, right? Also, I never actually thought that my mom would kick the can that early. The fact that she was already dead by the time I got to the hospital was a real letdown. I was never able to get her to correct her will for me, so I have some things to take care of right now. I remember you talking about that, but at this point, that doesn't need to matter to you. All you need to be thinking about is your mom and her funeral. So hurry up and get back here. All the rest of your family and friends are waiting for you to come back. Nope, I'm not coming back. I have a lot of things to work on now and things like that. What are you even talking about? Hurry up and get back here right now. No, thank you. At first when you called me, I started to panic a bit, but it still seems that even after all this time, you haven't figured out what I'm up to. What do you mean I haven't figured out what you're up to yet? What is going on with you? I'm talking about Mom's checkbook and bank information, and both of those are in my hands right now. Huh? Her checkbook and bank information? You're talking about Mom's? That's right, Mom's. Hey, I told you back then what was written in her will, right? It said that all her properties will go to Toby. I do remember you saying that. But could this mean that by some chance, you're actually planning to pull all her money out by yourself? That's exactly what I'm planning on doing. And actually, I've already pulled all her money out. Everything in her bank account now is mine. Thank goodness I was able to get all of this out before her bank account was frozen. What the hell do you think you're doing? Do you not even understand what can happen to you for doing something like that? Nothing's going to happen to me, Jasmine. This is all happening within the family, so when you try and ask the police for help, they'll just say, we have to deal with it as a family business. And since I knew that she didn't have me in her will, I had to look into all of this more. Even if that could be the case, there is a line between doing good and doing bad, right? No matter how upset you are for not being in her will, what you've done is just a major crime. Yeah, I get that it's difficult to be on the short end of the stick. I understand how it's frustrating it must be to know that you won't be getting any of my mom's inheritance, but it's too late now to do anything. Stop acting like a frickin' idiot and give us all that money back right now. Right now, we're already having to deal with the loss of your mom at her funeral. Are you not frickin' embarrassed by what all you've done while the rest of the family is mourning? I just pulled out all her money, so I don't care if what I've done is embarrassing. And also, no matter what you all call me and say to me, it's too late. I'm going to make sure to use up all this money right now. And by the time you'll all find me, it'll once again be too late. You're going to use up all that money soon? How are you going to be able to do that in such a short time? Do you not understand how much debt I have right now? I'll put most of this money into paying all that off, and then the rest will go into buying all the things I've been wanting. And I even am making sure to buy things that I don't want now, but may want down in the future. But most of this, I've already prepared myself for, because I knew this day would be coming. So you can all say goodbye to all this money. That's not the problem. I'm saying that what you're doing is very wrong. Even if you can get to the police to come find me, I haven't committed any crimes by doing this. So nothing about what I've done so far is wrong. If you understand me now, you and all the rest of the family can go back watching the funeral and crying. I'll let you know when I've spent everything, okay? Bye-bye now. Hello, Jasmine. How are you doing? I just used up all my money, so I'm sure you're not doing too great. Michelle, you really had the nerve to never come back to your mom's funeral, huh? I'm sure your mom is really sad now. My mom is dead now. She can't feel sad for anything if she's no longer around, you idiot. You think too much about dead people. Maybe it's just because I had a deep relationship with your mom all these years, but she was never really my mom. However, for you, she was the woman that gave birth to you and raised you. Aren't you at least a bit sad that she's no longer around? Yes. Oh, I'm so sad. Anyways, I have something else to tell you. I made sure to use every last penny of my mom's inheritance, and there's nothing left now to hand to you and Toby. Bad luck this time. I can't believe it. What the hell did you even think of your mom? Shut the hell up, you dog. What does it matter now? She's already dead and 6 feet under, so we can stop worrying about her. But please tell me, has losing all this money that wasn't meant for you guys made your heart stop? I'm pretty sure you're pretty much dead inside as well now, right? Well, when it comes to her money, I don't care. But just to entertain you, you ended up using it all, huh? You're in for one hell of a time now, Michelle. You poor soul. Huh? Why are you trying to act all tough still? Have you gone off the deep end now that the money's all gone? No, we'll be getting our money. Wait, what are you even saying? Did I not just tell you that it's all used up? Are you actually so shocked by this that you can't even understand my English? Oh, I understood everything you told me, but the amount you ended up spending was the only amount that she had in that one bank account, correct? And that was all the money she had for me, right? There is no more money for her to give anymore. I get that there's her house and stuff left over, but in terms of money, she's all out, right? That money that you spent was the money she had saved for you. Your mom happened to have multiple bank accounts where she had kept money for different purposes. What are you even talking about? In her will, it said everything would go to Toby, right? So there was no reason for her to have money saved up for me. The will you found in her nightstand drawer was an old copy of her will. But when Toby found out that she wanted to give him everything, he turned her down. So your mom ended up making a new will, and then had that one taken away with the lawyer she had. Toby turned that down? Is that kid a freaking idiot or something as well? He thought that if he got everything from your guys' mom, then you might try and fight him over it. So Toby thought it would be better to give you some things. That's not what I expected, but... So you're saying that I didn't have to go through all of this for my part of her money? Well, that doesn't matter now because that money I spent is all gone. During the wedding, everyone was having a laugh about you. They were practically crying because of how amusing it was that you'd steal your own money. And now, because of that, you've brought a lot more trouble on yourself for no reason. What? I was going to get that money anyway, so what other trouble could I have made for myself? When it comes to the checkbook and bank information you took, those were supposed to be taken care of by Toby, and you ended up stealing those before the lawyer had legally granted you the money in your mom's account. But this is all has to do with business inside our family, so it doesn't really matter now, right? The police can't do a thing about this, right? Whether or not the police can do anything about you, there is still the court system. And even if you only spent the amount that was supposed to go to you, there is the problem of you stealing something that wasn't yours. Right now, Toby is telling me he'll sue you for that. Sue me? You have to be kidding me! If you would have just let things be, then none of this would have to happen. I really do feel sorry for you, Michelle. Consider this your apology to your mom, so make sure you pay everything you'll owe to Toby. After that, Toby took his sister to court. Then they fought her over for not just stealing the checkbook and bank information of his mom, but also for stealing all the money out of her mom's bank account before it had been legally given to her. And after listening to the verdict, Michelle was forced to pay Toby a very large settlement that not only included the money for all the trouble she caused, but also having to pay back every penny she took out of the account. Of course, the amount of money she was supposed to receive from her mom was not that much, but when you throw in all the rest of the settlement, she is going to be left with one hell of a headache. And because of that large amount, my sister-in-law is still working on paying it all off. If she would have just behaved herself and let things go as planned, she would have gotten the money she had been so desperate to get. But because of her lack of humanity and greed, she set herself a trap of her own demise. With everything that's happened to her now, you could say she definitely got what she deserved. But as for me, I want to make sure that this was enough to get her too. Understand that everything she did to her mom was wrong, and that she's sorry for all of it. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.